This is another post directed towards natives, Native Americans. Um, I'm in Minnesota, my home state, lived here my whole life. Lived away for, I don't know, some total of maybe 8, 9 years. Uh, but just over many years, I lived California for 4 years, lived on the East Coast for a couple years. And that was a long time ago. More recently, lived in Montana for a year. Now I've been in the Southwest for half a year, um, and that's it. Otherwise, I've lived here my whole life, and um, I've become a stranger to my own people because as I have grown and grown in my relationship to our Creator, these people have grown more and more hostile, revealing the fact that so many Americans have they do and they always have hate their Creator. And this is one of the reasons they were the way they were to you. And okay, so now I'm here. I live in the Twin Cities, or I have been living there, taking care of my folks until now. My sister's taken over in my place. That went on for like 12 years. And so I moved out of my folks' house, and now I'm just in transition because I'm really kind of looking to go back to the Southwest. So I'm not really living here. So I'm, just really camping and using my car to camp um, and I'm out west of the Twin Cities, and I have a cat that I like to take her out places where she'll be safe getting out, like out far enough in the country so she's not gonna go on any busy street, and where there aren't people around who might snatch her or jump into their car. Um, and so I came out past Loretto, Minnesota on 55 and turned off. And I found this orchard that isn't open until August. So it's like a business that's just, there's no one there. And it's not open until August. And across the street is just like empty land with like an entrance to it that's just gravel. And I just put my car on the entrance to it, not even on the property itself. And then let my cat out, and I walked over to the orchard, was looking to see if she was there, and a sheriff comes along, and he's saying, talking about trespassing, really, that I'm walking over into this orchard thing that where the business is closed, and then saying that my car, where it is on the other side, on that just on that entry, is trespassing. And I'm like, well, that there's just weeds growing there, beyond there there's just weeds for really long ways, and then there's just like some woods behind that. And he says, well, and I said, yeah, that just looked like perfectly fair, territory or place to stop and let out my cat. And he said, oh, no, that's trespassing too. And then he said, people have wildlife around here and they don't want a cat. He said they don't want a cat running around. It's like, a cat in wildlife? When have you ever heard a line like that, When have cats been like a huge threat to wildlife? What? Because she might kill a bunny? I mean, geez. So my point here is I'm thinking about how this land belonged to you, was stolen from you. You were sorely mistreated. And now these people everywhere, property is owned. Like when we started out here in America, there was, homesteading. There's all this property that was available. You could just get it for free. Now, it's all owned. It's all really expensive. And people guard it so jealously and so greedily and so selfishly, and that it's just ridiculous. And my point is, this is what you are dealing with, and just so that you know that the real reason is that these people are at odds with the Creator. They hate the Creator, they hate God, they hate themselves, and they hated you because of it. They're just about hate. And this is like a large, large majority of Americans. Doing another post that is directed towards natives. I have a little bit of native blood. It's a very nominal amount, but it may have affected my appearance because it affected my grandfather's appearance, and he's only one generation away. My aunt, the next generation, her appearance was somewhat affected by it. She almost had kind of an Elvis look, and Elvis was, part native. But anyway, here I'm out here. This is Minnesota, just during this time of year is just absolutely, absolutely beautiful. Look at this. I'm sure you recognize some of this, if you're Minnesota natives. And just my message here is just recognizing the healing power of nature. And like right now, for quite a while now, last year, 2 years, whatever, going to Montana for a year, being here, that I just have this passion. And maybe it's the native in me, right? Sometimes I think the native in me is my only connection with sanity. I swear, because white people are so freaking insane. But just the desire to be in nature because it's so healing. I was so depressed yesterday. I was in the Twin Cities and I was so depressed about so many things, just so discouraged. And I just get out into the country and I have my cat. She's walking around here. I wish I could show her, but I'm out here and being out here, I can just forget my pain and my worries because nature. And so the point is just how much of God, the Creator, is in nature, and that you also could perceive God in nature, and also as a Christian, just saying that I know that God has always saved people and rescued people based on their hearts and not on how much they know, and that even when during all that time, you had no knowledge. You had no knowledge of Christ, but in spite of that, I know that God saved people who passed away, based on their hearts, and I know that a lot of your hearts were right, and that when you were in nature, you could perceive. It says in our Bible, that you can perceive God in nature, and it's even saying that you have no excuse when you don't believe in God, mainly because of nature, because it speaks volumes about God and about how the goodness of God, how good God is, and just that the earth is not too hot or too cold anywhere, so that we can survive. I mean, just even that, just so much of it just shows intelligent, absolutely intelligent design. So I just want to share that. This is also here. This is yeah. This is also for natives. Here, this right here. There is the great and the unparalleled feline species, the cat. Right there. Here she is. Here she is. and and just the point of this message here is to natives again, is about nature again. But people, I've heard people say, "Oh, I wish people could be more like cats or more like dogs." Yeah, when it comes to humans, so many humans, they just truly embody Satan, the devil. They're just an embodiment of the devil, and almost literally, you can say, "Look, here she is. Here she is. Stopping to clean herself." There, she gave me my best footage right there, and they're an embodiment of Satan. And I mean, I was saying literally, they have a relationship. I mean, they recognize the existence of the devil, and they like the devil. I mean, this lady, Mary McLean, she wrote a book, an autobiography, and she was in Montana. I discovered her in Montana back in the early 1900s, saying she loved the devil. I mean, literally, these people have a relationship, and so it's no wonder they embody the devil. And again, the point is, the people that you were dealing with, subversive witches who actually love the devil, and a lot of them were pretending to be a Christian.